This is the Pilot RC 103-inch Laser V3 from Telstar Aviation. This is a plane I've been looking forward to for a while now. I'm really excited for it. This is going to be my new freestyle demo plane. So yeah, let's see what's in the box. So as you can see, this is the Rio scheme. This looks pretty promising. It's a big rudder, and this one seems to be removable hinge. So if you have a small car and you need to remove the rudder, I believe you can just like remove the wire and take this off. Horizontal stab. This one comes already fully taking care of the hinges, and not only that, but also is sealed from the factory. That's really nice to see. Looks like we should have plenty of elevator deflection. That's getting close to 90 degrees. Really good covering job from what I can tell so far. In the current lineup of Pilot RC for this 120cc class of aerobatic plane, there's basically three different models. There's the Slick, which is the most precise of them all. Then there's the Extra NG, which is a bit hybrid between precision and 3D. And then there's the Laser, which is this one, which is the most aggressive of the three of them. In my case, I'm going to be using this plane for freestyle, for demos, for basically for having fun. So I went with the most aggressive option, which is the Laser. All right, so this is one of the wings. Again, the hinges are already installed and the gap is sealed from the factory. A lot of deflection, easily achieved. A couple of interesting things I'm noticing. We have the two bolts that are part of the Pilot RC quick release system. So these bolts will not have to be removed. They just live here. You just unscrew them a little bit, and there's a little plate that you slide in the fuselage. We'll see that later. And then you finish tightening this bolt a little bit. The servos seem to come, rather than putting the servo with the arm parallel to the wing. In this case, the servos go inside and the arm will stick out perpendicular. So that will be a better way to achieve like a really good mechanical geometry. That's something that I don't see very commonly in this type of airplane. So that's going to be interesting to see in this one and to try that out. Additionally, I see here a little wire. I believe this is just a guide to easily bring the servo wire from the extreme of the wing to the root to make it a bit easier. You don't have to deal with threading your own thing there to bring the cable out. Carbon wing tube and carbon tube. I'm guessing this one is for the stabs. And this is probably the wire that we'll use for the rudder hinge. Cowling. And one cool thing with Pilot RC planes is that they include this partial cowling transparent. This is basically to make it easy for you to outline the placement for the holes that you need for your exhaust. So you can easily visualize the position, outline it with a marker, and then you can kind of transfer that shape from the transparent to the actual cowling. That way you get like the proper result much easier, much faster, and more precisely. So one thing that immediately stands out about this cowling is that it's strong. I think one of the typical things I notice with most Collins on this type of aerobatic planes is that they are very flimsy, they are very flexible, and they don't last very long. This one seems very strong and stiff. I believe that this kind of perpendicular small wall here gives it a bit additional stiffness, and I think maybe it's a bit thickness seems pretty much the usual, but I think the shape, especially here, it's helping its structural integrity. And it looks like it comes with 3 bolts that will be on the inside of the fuselage on the top, plus 2 additional bolts on the bottom. So in this one, there's no exposed bolts on the outside. All right, this is the fuselage. Looks stunning already. Couple of interesting things. Can see a good amount of fiber reinforcement across the motor box, the inside, the outside, both sides, front and top and bottom. The canopy, it's a pretty interesting shape. This is not what I'm used to seeing. It looks really cool. It has like some of this interesting shape. So the blue kind of comes into the canopy itself. It's not the typical just clear canopy. Inside has some detail with some instruments. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. And it looks like it's a similar latching mechanism as the one in the 67-inch Extra. One difference I see is that this one has a carbon plate for reinforcement. So inside the fuselage, we have a partially assembled fuel tank already. I already see the clank. I already see the brass tube in the middle, so it doesn't bend 180 degrees. See the vent line, so that's cool to see. Already ready to go there for you. This is part of the quick release of the wings. A lot of this fiber wood kind of laminate. Feels pretty light, feels pretty strong, and it looks like we have the 2 quick release for each wing. There's a tube here to channel some of the wires from the tail to the receiver area here in the front or in the middle of the plane. And there's some type of quick release system also for the horizontal stabs. I'm not very familiar with this one, so we'll have to see once we do the initial assembly how this works. The other interesting thing with this plane is the landing gear setup. Rather than the typical system where you have single piece landing gear that you bring down here and put the bolts. In this case, we have a landing gear that is composed by 2 different pieces that you insert from the side. So you have a more kind of streamlined fuselage here. There is very little landing gear exposed on the connection with the fuselage. And it's pretty cool that they didn't just paint the wheel pans blue or red or white. They actually have like a pretty cool design on their own. So these are all the different accessories that come in the box. So we have all the landing gear stuff. So we have the wheels, tail wheel, the axles. We have some of the fittings that go between the landing gear and the fuselage. And as I was mentioning before, this is a 2-piece landing gear system. Carbon, feels really strong. We also have the baffles for the cowling. Then we have a bunch of plates and supports for exhaust. So if you have canisters, this is what you need. This is kind of interesting. It's the first time I see this. Looks like it's a little wooden kit for some wheel lifts. So basically you can support the landing gear without having the tires resting on the floor so that they don't get deformed over time. That's a nice touch. This is something I'm pretty happy to see, and I wish more manufacturers did this. It's a little mount to move the servo from the bottom of the motor box, which would put the servo arm in a perpendicular direction to the arm of the carburetor, or at least on my engine, on the DA120. And with this, you can put it parallel. So that will give you a much better geometry. You will achieve a much better setup, and you will get a better throttle curve mechanically without even trying to do anything on the transmitter. Spinner, this is a front bolt type spinner. Color match with the cowling in red. Some little pieces of the covering in different colors. So if you need to patch something, you have something here. And then this is the main bag of little accessories. So we have all the linkages with the ball links already pre-installed, and a bunch of other hardware. We have some clips for servo wires, for extensions. There's all the horns. There are a couple of interesting things that are probably kind of optional, but it's cool to see them included. These are like little mounting plates for different type of connectors, like multiplex or XT60s. Vent plug, fuel dot, some stickers. So yeah, pretty complete kind of coverage in terms of accessories. So this is what it looks like, just quickly partially assembled. The color scheme looks amazing. I really like it. It looks even better than in pictures. The quality of everything I've seen looks really good. It actually feels like a big step forward from previous pilot RC planes I've seen in the past. Even my 67-inch extra, from that one to this one, it feels like a big step up in level of finish, in level of quality, in the amount of accessories included. Yeah, it looks like it's next level. So I'm very excited about this plane. Yeah, in the next couple of days we'll get started on the build, so make sure to check back and see how things are going, but I think this one is going to be up in the air very, very quickly. Until then, happy flying!